Okay, if you've contributed too much to your Roth IRA, don't panic. It actually happens a lot. Many times what happens is people end up getting more income in a year than they expected after they've already started doing contributions. That income goes beyond the allowable limits for income each year to contribute to a Roth, and you end up having to back it out. It's really simple to do, but there are some steps to walk through, so we'll explain some of that in this video. Like we already said, people over-contribute to Roth IRAs pretty regularly, actually. Don't panic about it. You actually should pat yourself on the back because you're doing a good job trying to save money. And clearly, if you've given too much or given when you can't, you probably have too high of an income to do so, which is also a great problem to have. In case you're not aware of the rules, there are 3 requirements to contribute to a Roth IRA. Basically, you have to have earned income. That's the first one. The second is your income can't be too high. There's limits that we put on the screen here in front of you that you can see now. You can see it's different for single people or for married people filing jointly. The third thing is you must not contribute more than the annual maximum, which is $6,500 a year for individuals who are under 50. It's $7,500 a year if you're 50 and older. So what happens if you leave money in the Roth IRA that you weren't allowed to contribute? Well, the bad news is you'll pay a 6% penalty on any overage or any amount that you put in the account that you weren't allowed to contribute each and every year that the money remains in the account. Now that begins with the first year that you filed taxes for the year of the contribution. So if your Roth IRA contribution was for 2020, it would begin that tax year. They do cap the penalty at 6 years, which would be 36% of your contribution, which would be very painful. The good news is you do have until tax day the following year to get the money back out of the Roth IRA before the penalty hits. So for example, if you over-contributed in 2023, you'd have until April of 2024 to pull the money back out of the account penalty-free. Now, unfortunately, you'll owe income tax on any earnings your contribution gained while it was in the Roth, and you'll owe a 10% early withdrawal penalty on the earnings from that excess contribution when you remove it from the Roth account. So there's a variety of circumstances that could land people in this situation. First one we've already talked about, in a year where your income increases significantly, maybe you get a new job or you get a big bonus, and it actually pushes you above that maximum income threshold, and you have to kind of undo your Roth contributions because you're disqualified. That's usually the most common one. The other is you simply give more than the annual contribution limit, and you either didn't know or you forgot that it was $6,500 or $7,500 depending on your age, and you've got to pull any excess contribution beyond that out of the account. So how do we fix it? Well, the first question you need to ask yourself is, did you catch the error before you filed your taxes? In this case, it's as easy as reaching out to your Roth custodian and asking them to remove the funds from the account. There's a few ways they could do this. They could remove the money and send you a check. They could roll it into a brokerage account or potentially recharacterize the Roth contribution to a traditional. If you've already filed your taxes, there are a couple more complex options. The first is to remove the Roth assets and file an amended return before October 15th. Or you can also offset that excess contribution by reducing the amount you contribute the following tax year. Now that assumes you're actually eligible to contribute to a Roth IRA the following tax year. And as I was researching this, the steps you have to take to offset that excess contribution the following year were pretty confusing, but it is the IRS, so what do you expect? Once again, if you can correct the issue before tax day the following tax year, you can avoid the 6% penalty altogether. Another interesting tidbit is if you made an excess contribution to a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA and you back those out, you must remove the contribution from the Roth IRA first. So wrapping up, if you've made an excess contribution to an IRA, it's really not a big deal. Your custodian, I assure you, has seen it many, many times before. Generally speaking, it's a very easy process to undo. It's just a hassle. It takes a little bit of time. My wife and I actually went through this process several years ago. We had made some contributions to a Roth IRA. Our income went up unexpectedly, which was a good thing, but it did create a tax situation for us, a penalty situation. We had to back this out. It really wasn't a big deal. Like I said, your custodian has done it thousands of times. It's a really easy fix. Now for more on Roth accounts and IRAs and really anything personal finance related, we've got some links in the description below to some other videos we've done. We also have a link to our website, martinmoney.com, where we cover tons and tons of personal finance stuff. Thanks again for your time. We appreciate you watching our video. God bless and take care.